Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the concept of decision tree. So this is from now I am starting a fourth module. So in that first chapter is decision tree. So in that we are discussing all data mining algorithm, that is machine learning algorithms, that is decision tree, regressions, okay, association rules, that is supervised learning and unsupervised learning, clustering. All those things we are discussing in these two modules, fourth and fifth module. Okay, so decision tree. The objective of this today's class is to understand the concept of decision tree. Okay, we'll understand the concept of decision tree. So, and we will know the importance of decision tree in data mining. Okay, so what is the importance of that decision tree in data mining concepts? Okay, then after that, how to learn how to construct a decision tree from a given data set. Okay, so we will discuss a problem also. Okay, then we will know about the algorithm for making decision tree and their comparative features. So which algorithm is suitable for constructing a decision tree and for the comparison features, comparative features. Okay, so these things we will discuss. Okay, I will take problem in next class. So today I will discuss whole theory part. Okay, so decision tree. So I think you are more familiar on decision tree. You are having one module in machine learning in science semester. Okay, so anyhow I will revise the things. So you have you already know in depth of decision tree. Okay, so you have solved a number of problems and after that the theoretical part, everything you know. So but I will revise the things according to that syllabus, whatever they have prescribed for the analytical part for big data. Okay, so decision tree is a tree in which each branch node represents a choice between a number of alternatives. Okay, and each leaf node represents a decision. Okay, a decision tree is a tree in which each node branch node represent a choice between a number of alternatives. So it may be, so you may have two alternatives or you may have three alternatives. So from that you will, each branch it represents a choice. Okay, it may be yes or no. If it is a two alternative, if it is three alternatives, we may three branches. So based on that branch, so each branch is represents a choice between the number of alternatives, and each leaf node represent a decision. Okay, and each leaf node represent a decision. Okay, so each you may have a number of leaves you will get. Okay, so in that we will select that leaf node becomes a decision for a particular thing. Okay, it is a type of supervised learning algorithm. What is that supervised learning? The data set should be labeled. Okay, so that one we will call it as a supervised learning. In that it is a one type. Okay, it is a supervised learning algorithm. So decision tree are hierarchically branched structures that help one come to a decision based on asking certain questions. So these decision tree are hierarchically branched structures. From root to leaf, we may have a number of alternatives. Okay, so that help to come to a decision based on asking certain questions. Okay, so for example, whether we will play tennis or not. So based on that, suppose weather is cloudy or sunny. Okay, temperature, humidity. So based on that number of questions, so we may get a final whether we will play or not. Okay, so that one we will call it as a decision tree. Okay, so this is an example of decision tree. So here we will have a two alternatives. Okay, so body temperature. Okay, we are taking a root as a body temperature. So whether it is warm blooded, that animal is warm blooded and animal is cold blooded. If it is cold blooded, it will be a non-mammal. That decision done. Okay, so then if it is warm blooded, okay, so if it is warm blooded and it will gives the birth, if it is gives the birth, we will have another alternative. If it is not gives the birth, then it is also belongs to a non-mammal. Okay, so it gives the birth. And if it is gives, yes, it gives the birth, it has four legs, yes, then it will be a mammals, otherwise it will be a non-mammal. See here, so body temperature, warm blooded, yes, body temperature. If it is warm blooded, if it gives the birth, yes, it is four legged, yes, then that is a mammal, otherwise for other things it will be a non-mammal. So based on the alternatives yes or no, so we will find a mammal or a non-mammal. We will classify that one as a mammal and non-mammal. Okay, so we'll call it as it is a mammal or a non-mammal based on that decision. Okay, so here we have a body temperature, warm blooded or a cold blooded. If it is cold blooded, non-mammal. If it is gives birth, if it is no, then it will be a non-mammal. If it gives birth, it will be a yes. If it is four-legged, yes, it will be a mammal, otherwise it will be a non-mammal. Like that we will construct a n number of decision tree. So finally we will get a decision, final answer. Okay. So here this is a very famous decision tree problem, that is whether we will play tennis or not, so based on the attributes. Okay, so outlook, temperature, humidity, wind. Okay, so for that we need to construct a decision tree. I will discuss the theoretical problem part in next class. Today I will complete the theoretical part. Okay, so you already constructed decision tree, so using ID3 algorithm. So here we will use the other algorithm to construct this decision tree. I will discuss that one in next class. So this is a very famous data set for constructing a decision tree, whether we will play tennis or not, based on that outlook, temperature, humidity, and wind. Okay, so here we have 14 set values we have. So in each set we may have play tennis or no. Okay, so this is one example of decision tree problem. Okay, how we will construct a decision tree? So there are main three steps. One is, first step is determine the root node of the tree. First, when you want to construct a decision tree, first we need a root. Okay, so when you want to construct a decision tree, okay, so we need to determine the root of the tree. Okay, so when you want to construct a decision tree, we will determine the root of the tree. After that root of the tree, we will splitting the tree. Okay, so it may be left subtree or a right subtree. If we have more alternative more, we may get three branches. Okay, so first determine the root, after that splitting the tree. Then after splitting the tree, then determine the next node of the tree. So like that, if to add the node, it will be left or right side. We need to determine the next node of the tree. Like that, we need to construct a decision tree. So in that, first select the root node. After that, splitting the tree. Okay, so after that splitting the tree, then third one is the determine the next node of the tree. Okay, so this is the decision tree construction. Okay, these are the three steps. Then what is the lessons we are getting from constructing a written decision tree? What is the output? Okay, lesson is nothing but what is the output of that constructing a decision tree? The final decision tree has 0 errors in mapping to the prior data. Okay, so when you construct a final decision tree, it has a 0 errors, no errors in mapping to the prior data, whatever data given. So for that, when you construct a final decision tree, there is no error at all. Okay, the decision tree algorithm selected the minimum number of variables that are needed to solve the problem. Okay, so here it means when you construct, you will get this lesson that you need to when you are constructing a decision tree algorithm, select the minimum number of variables that are needed to solve the problem. Suppose if you have a 10 variables, don't select all 10 variables. Okay, so which are is needed, that minimum number of variables you need to select to solve the problem. This tree is almost symmetric with all branches being almost similar length. Okay, the tree is almost symmetric. Okay, the tree is almost symmetric with all branches being of almost similar length. Okay, it should be almost similar length when you are constructing a decision tree. Okay. So the next one is, it may be possible to increase the predictive accuracy by making more substrate and making tree longer. Okay, suppose if you want to need more accuracy, if you need more accuracy, so then you need to making the more subtrees, making and make more subtrees and making tree longer. Okay, making more subtree and making tree longer. A perfectly fitting tree has the danger of overfitting the data. Okay, a perfectly fitting tree has the danger of overfitting the data. Okay, if it has 100% of fitting, so it may be have the danger of overfitting. It may learn more. If it is overfit, means what happens if water is more pure, so it will becomes a distilled water. So that's why when it perfectly fit, so at that time it may have the danger of overfitting the data. Then last one, there was a single best tree for this data. So finally, for any data set, finally you will get a one single best tree. Okay, so finally you will get a one single best tree for the particular data. So these are the lessons. Okay, so you will get this experience when you are constructing a decision tree. Okay, so next one is, so pseudocode of the constructing decision algorithm. Okay, so first what we need to do, we need to first we need to identify the root. Okay, so that is create a root node. Okay, so create a root node and assign all of the training data to it. Okay, so create a root node and assign all of the training data to it. So first we need to create a root node and we will assign all of the training data to it. Okay. So first create a root node and assign all the training data to it. So next one, select the best splitting attribute according to certain criteria. Okay. So you selected the root. After that, you need to select the branches. You need to construct a branches. So for to construct a branches, you need next attribute. How you will select that attribute based on certain criteria. I think in previous, in machine learning, you are taking information gain concept like that. To select the best attribute, if we have a certain criteria, based on that criteria, you will select the best splitting attribute. Okay, so based on that, you will get a one attribute, then add branch to the root of the node. Okay, add a branch to the root node for each value of the split. Okay, add a branch to the root node for each value of the split. Okay, so when you got the splitted attribute, so you can add that one to the root node of for each of the split. Then split the data into mutually exclusive subset along the lines of the specific split. Okay, so you have a branch, then after that further split. So same thing you will repeat that certain criteria so that information gain or a Gini, whatever it may be. Okay, that split the data into mutually exclusive subsets, so it may be left or it may be say right along the lines of the specific split. If you are going for left, then you can go for left. If you are going for right, you will go for right only. Okay, then repeat this step 2 and 3. Okay, for each and every leaf node until a stopping criteria is reached. Till the end, the stopping criteria, you may get 6 nodes only. I want, or all attributes are ending. So like that you may have. Okay, so repeat the step 2 and 3 for each and every leaf node until a stopping criteria is reached. Till that you need to write the. This is the pseudocode. First, what we are doing? So first we will take the root node. After that, we will select the attribute based on best splitting criteria. So after that, we will add that node to branch. Okay, like that you need to develop left tree and you need to develop a right tree based on by repeating this step 2 and 3. Okay, so that is the pseudocode of this algorithm. Then, what are the three key elements of decision tree? When you are constructing decision tree, there are key. What are the key elements of the decision tree? So one is splitting criteria. Okay, so here splitting criteria, which variable used to use for the first split. Okay, so here you have a data set. So which attributes become a root? So for that we need one criteria na? So that criteria is nothing but we need to calculate a information gain or a Gini coefficient or a least error. The attribute having whichever has least error, or the attribute which is having very less impurity. So like that, we have based on that criteria. So it may be information gain or a Gini coefficient. It may be least error. That is the data that attribute should have least error. Okay, or it may be least impurity. So that one we need to select as a root of the tree. Okay, so next one is what values to use for this split. So what values we need to use for this split? Okay, so that is very important. So then how many branches should be allowed for each node? Okay, so how many branches? So 2 branches or 3 branches. So that is also very important. So these are the 3 things in the splitting criteria. Like that we may construct a tree, but at where we need to stop that tree, that is nothing but a stopping criteria. So in that stopping criteria, when a certain depth the branches have been reached, when a certain depth the branches has reached and tree becomes unreadable, so at that time you need to stop. That is a certain depth, so it may be only 10 leaf nodes, okay, has been reached, or and the tree become unreadable. So after that it's not readable, so at that time you stop. Second one, when error level at any node within the predefined level. When you get an error level at any node within the predefined level, so here 6 branches I have, in that third I got an error, so then you can stop the tree construction. Okay, so next one is pruning. Pruning is nothing but a, so here trimming, what you are calling a trimming, that is suppose if you have a n nodes, so you need to cut those things nodes, then we will call it as a pruning. So pruning is it is nothing but it is an act of reducing the size of decision tree by removing selection of the tree that provide little value. Okay, so pruning is the act of reducing the size of decision tree. Okay, so pruning is the act of reducing the size of decision tree by removing the sections of the tree that provide a little value. Okay, so reducing the size of the tree by removing the section, it may be one branch or a two branch or a left subtree or a right subtree. Okay, like that. Okay, so subtrees, if I remove the sections, then that will provide a little value. So if you cut also, no issues. So that one we will call it as a pruning. Reducing the size of the tree, we will call it as a pruning. So the decision tree could be trimmed to make it more balanced, more general, and more easily usable. Suppose what happens when you are constructing a tree, a left subtree is more depth, so then it may be overfitting the data. Then what we will trim the node such a way that it should be balanced with right tree. Okay, so that one we will call it as a trimming. So here the decision tree could be trimmed to make it more balanced and more general and more easily usable. Okay, you construct the decision tree, if it is not usable, it is not using that. If you are not taking a decision, is what is the use? So like that, you need to trim the decision tree. Okay, the symptoms of overfitted tree are that is too deep with too many branches. So when you have too deep, that left subtree in that subsection will be too depth. So at that time it may be having overfitting of the data. So here that's why it is a symptom of overfitting. At that time, when you have a symptom of overfitting, you should use the pruning technique. So to trim the branches. Okay, when it has too many branches also, you need to trim the things. Okay, so that one will be the pruning. Okay, so there are two approaches to avoid the overfitting. Okay, so that is one, that is avoiding overfitting. So when it is learned more, so then after that it's very you will not get a accurate results. Okay, so you may lose important things also. Okay, when you are overfitted. So in that we have two types. That is, one is pre-pruning and post-pruning. Okay, what do you mean by pre-pruning? Pre-pruning means to halt the tree construction early. When you are constructing, so early only you can halt the tree. Pre-pruning, before construction of whole tree, you should halt the tree construction early stages only. Then, but it is difficult to decide what criteria to use for halting the construction. Okay, so here you are constructing the decision tree, so you may get idea that it is overfitting. So at that time you are halting. So then what criteria you need to select to halt the construction of the tree? So that is, it is very difficult to decide. Okay, so it is very difficult to decide what criteria to use for halting the construction. Then after that, post pruning means removing the branches or subtrees from a fully grown tree. You will construct a whole tree from the data set. So then after that, if you are cutting the branches, if you are removing the branches, that one we will call it as a post pruning. Okay, that one we will call it as a post pruning, when you are cutting the tree after construction of whole subtree for the data. So here this method is used in C4.5 algorithm. Okay, so this is one decision tree algorithm, C4.5, like your ID3 algorithm. So this method you use post pruning, uses the statistical method to estimate the errors at each node. So it may use that statistical methods to estimate the errors at each node. Okay, so this is the pre-pruning and post-pruning. Pre-pruning is before constructing a tree, we may alter the middle. Post-pruning is nothing but we will construct whole tree, and then after that we will trim the branches. Okay, so this is the pre-pruning and post-pruning. So and here we have a comparing of popular decision trees. So here we have three decision trees. Okay, so C4.5, CART, and CHAID. So these are the three popular trees. Like that we may have a ID3, a number of trees we have. So but here we have taken three popular decision trees. So here the full name of C45 is nothing but iterated the dichotomizer, okay, that is nothing but an ID3. We will call it as an ID3 C4.5. That is nothing but ID3. Whatever we are discussing, that is ID3. So like that, then cart is nothing but a classification and regression tree, and this CHAID is nothing but a chi-square automatic interaction detector. Okay, so here so the basic algorithm we are used for these things. This is a Hunt's algorithm, and the cart also Hunt's algorithm. So here we are using adjusted significance testing. So that one we are used in CHAID. Okay, so this is developed by Ross Quinlan in 1986, C4.5. Okay, and you have Brenman in 1984 has, and Gordon Koss for CHAID it will be in 1980. Okay, so the types of trees. So here is a C.45 is classification tree. So here in CART it will be classification regression, and CHAID also classification and regression tree. This is the type of. In serial implementation, a tree growth and tree pruning. Okay, so here we are tree growth and tree pruning. Both are all are tree growth and tree pruning. Okay, so that serial implementation tree growth, then construct tree, and after that you will do pruning. Okay, the type of data we are using here, discrete and continuous, and also incomplete data is okay. So here also discrete and continuous for card, and here child is non-normal data also accepted. Okay, non-normalized, not normalized data also accepted for child. Okay, based on the data sets, we will select the which one is suitable for our particular data. Okay, so then types of data, types of splits, it may be multi-way splits. Okay, so more than two. So here in cart it may be binary split. Okay, yes or no, those splits only here. And here in child we will have a multi-way splits. Okay, in child we will have a multi-way splits. Okay, the splitting criteria, it may be a information gain. Okay, that impurity, and here we have a Gini coefficient. Okay, and here in child it will be a chi-square test. Okay, so these are the splitting criteria. So suppose if you want to select a root of the tree, and after that subtree, so we will use information gain in C4.5. Okay, so in Gini coefficient we are using in cart. Okay, that is impurity, how much impurity is present in that data. Okay, so then chi-square test. And next one is pruning criteria. So pruning criteria is nothing but a trimming criteria. So here clever bottom up technique avoids overfitting. So here clever bottom technique. So it means from bottom we are trimming the things. So and here removes the weakest links first. So in C4 point from bottom we are going to trim, and here in cart we will use remove weakest links. So whichever is weakest links we will remove first, and tree can become very large. When the tree become very large, at that time in that child we will do the pruning. Then implementation, it will be a publicly available. Okay, so in C4.5 it will be publicly available. In cart it will be publicly available in most packages. Okay, and in child we will have popular in market research for segmentation. Okay, it will be this child is used in market research for segmentation. For that applications we are using this child. Okay, this is the comparative study. So we have discussed, this is the summary of today's class. So first thing is we have discussed what is by decision tree and what are all the problems of decision tree, then how to construct the decision tree. So there are three: first identify the root, then after that leaf, okay, subtrees, then after that till the end, till you complete the data, so you need to construct the tree. Then after that, what are the lessons we will from the decision tree, and what are the different decision tree, that is comparative decision tree algorithm we have discussed. Then after that we have discussed pruning concept, pre-pruning and post-pruning.